Nava Grove and Pine Tree Hill, both are exciting new launches, but which is the one that gives you an edge in location, pricing and future potential? In today's video, we are diving deep into a side-by-side comparison to help you figure out which project is the better investment for you. Hello everyone, my name is Melissa and welcome back to my channel. Nava Grove is situated along Ulu Pandan Road in District 21, surrounded by a quiet Mount Sinai neighbourhood with landed homes and private condominiums. In this video, I'll be comparing Nava Grove with Pine Tree Hill as both launches which are the newest project in the whole area. One key thing to note about the difference between Nava Grove and Pine Tree Hill is that Nava Grove is a harmonised project and Pine Tree Hill is a non-harmonised project. They are both located side by side, and because of its close proximity, it is natural to wonder how they will actually stack up against each other in terms of features, pricing and overall value. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea of which project offers you a better advantage for your needs. As we can see, Nava Grove is actually not close to the MRT, and clients will often ask if due to the lack of convenience, would it make Nava Grove or Pine Tree Hill a good project that can make good profits? Let's take a case study of Principal Gardens, which is located about 17 minutes away from the MRT, and compare it to Alex Residences, which is 3 minutes away from the MRT, and see which project makes better profits when it comes to the resale market. So this is the 2-bedroom Alex Residences, purchased at 1,721 PSF and sold at 2,100 PSF, profiting about 249,000. And if we were to compare it to the 2-bedroom in Principal Gardens, purchased at 1,628 PSF, which is cheaper than Alex Residences by 5.7% because it's further away from the MRT. However, Principal Gardens was sold with a profits doubled as compared to Alex Residences with 200 PSF or 9.7% higher in the resale market. Given that many people believe that the close proximity to MRT would yield higher profits. So what is the actual reason that this is happening? The reason why this is happening is because Principal Gardens is located in Prince Charles Crescent, which is a private enclave that is quiet and serene, and is a very good comparison to Nava Grove and Pine Tree Hill. Another case study to illustrate this is Riverfront Residence, which is far from the MRT, and compare it to Sengkang Grand Residence, which is actually right on top of Buangkok MRT. Because of its convenience, Sengkang Grand Residences launched about 400 PSF more expensive than Riverfront Residences. Both projects launched at around the same time, but when we compare them in the resale market, the highest profits in Riverfront Residence is 810,000, and comparing that to Sengkang Grand Residence with 217,000. So with the above two case studies, it goes to show that there are many factors to look at when buying a property, and proximity to MRT is not the most important thing when it comes to your profits. Some background on the project before we begin. Nava Grove has a total of 552 units, a joint venture between MCL Land and Cinemas Land. It is set to complete in 2028, and the development consists of 2 to 5 bedroom units with full condominium facilities. Moving on to the site plan, Nava Grove is on the left and Pine Tree Hill is on the right. Interestingly, from the site plan, it seems like the smaller units that are mostly in the middle of the blocks seems to have the best view in this development. First, let us look at the 2-bedroom unit types. There are 4 different layouts. Firstly, let us look at the smallest 2-bedroom unit, which is the 2-bed 1-bath at 624 square feet with 92 units. It has a classic dumbbell layout with a small store and no windows in toilets. However, it does come with an enclosable kitchen, which is rare to find in today's market for a 2-bed 1-bath. 624 square feet is considered quite small in size, but the key thing here is that it will make a very good price point as it becomes very manageable, as compared to Pine Tree Hill's 2-bed 1-bath, which is at 700 square feet. This potentially would mean that you have an advantage in terms of price. Secondly, let's make a comparison between both 2-bedroom premium, which is the 2-bed 2-bath layout, both of which are at the same size of 700 square feet with a total of 92 units. However, there is a slight difference between both layouts, which mainly is at the dining area. The dining area for BP1 protrudes out and takes some of the corridor space, while BP2 has a designated dining area. Lastly, we have the 2-bedroom plus study, which is at 786 square feet with 46 units, which is considered relatively big for a 2 plus study as compared to Pine Tree Hill's 2 plus study of 797 square feet. Although the 797 square feet would seem larger in size, but Pine Tree Hill is a non-harmonized project and the square footage actually includes the aircon ledge, while Nava Grove is a harmonized project with 786 square feet. Before I go into the choice layouts, it is important to do an estimate on what is the possible price that Nava Grove is going to be launched at. So let's take a reference with Lentor Mansion, the first harmonized project, and compare it to the non-harmonized project Lentoria, both of which are launched at the same time in March 2024. Lentoria's land is sold at 1,130 PSF, while Lentor Mansion is sold at 985 PSF, with the difference of land price of 145 PSF or 14.7%. Now let's take a look at the average launch prices of the 2 bedrooms as an example. Lentoria was sold at 2,112 PSF, while Lentor Mansion was sold at 2,274 PSF, a difference of 191 PSF or 7.7%. The total price difference between harmonized project Lentor Mansion and non-harmonized project Lentoria is projected to be at 22.4%. So if we were to apply this logic and use it as a reference, we will be able to infer how much Nava Grove is going to be launched at based on the same profit margins. So coming back to Nava Grove, who bought their land at 1,223 PSF, and comparing it to non-harmonized neighbour Pine Tree Hill, which bought their land at 1,318 PSF, making the difference in land price of 95 PSF or 7.9%. With a difference of 22.4% as a reference for price difference between a harmonized and non-harmonized project, Nava Grove would then be projected to be selling at 14.5% more expensive than Pine Tree Hill. Taking the average 2-bedroom units sold at Pine Tree Hill on launch day to be at 2,329 PSF, we can expect Nava Grove to be launched with an average price of 2,667 PSF. So coming back to the unit layouts, starting with 2-bed 1-bath, we are comparing to see the difference between both Nava Grove and Pine Tree Hill to see if we are getting a safe entry price. So if Nava Grove's 2-bed 1-bath were to be launched based on the estimate launch price of 2,500 PSF, we are looking at about 1.56 million, and for 2,600 PSF it will be about 1.62 million, and for 2,700 PSF it will be about 1.68 million. Comparing this to similar 2-bed 1-baths at Pine Tree Hill, which is at 700 square feet, the highest transacted is already at 1.736 million. If Nava Grove launches with an average of 2,500 PSF, you will have about 200,000 safety buffer, which makes it a good price because both layouts are very similar. However, if you are thinking to enter at what's already accepted at Pine Tree Hill of 1.7 million, Nava Grove's 2-bed 2-bath will be recommended because it is the same size as Pine Tree Hill's 2-bed 1-bath with an additional bathroom. So if Nava Grove's 2-bed 2-bath were to be launched based on an estimate price of $2,450 PSF, a slight discount in PSF due to the larger size, we are looking at about 1.715 million, and for 2,550 PSF at 1.785 million, and for 2,650 PSF at 1.855 million. With a nearby project that has already achieved this price for a 2-bedroom, it acts as a good buffer and protects your prices. As for the 2+ study, Nava Grove's unit is at 786 square feet as compared to that of Pine Tree Hill's 797 square feet. Both of them have fairly similar layouts. Usually for harmonized projects, they will have a smaller size as compared to the non-harmonized layout. However, for the 2+ study in Nava Grove, it is not significantly smaller as compared to the other 2-bedroom layouts. So if we base on the list of estimate launch prices, it is very similar to the post-launch prices of Pine Tree Hill today. Thus, in this situation, I will recommend Pine Tree Hill's 2+ study instead. So in conclusion, for the 2-bedroom choices, if this is a purchase for investment, I will recommend the 624 square feet unit, and if this purchase is for your own stay, I will recommend the 700 square feet BP2 for Nava Grove. Moving on to the 3-bedroom, again we'll be doing the same price matrix to get estimated launch price. The price gap for both the land price and the average launch price between Lentor Mansion and Lentoria is at 23.1%. So if we base on this 23.1% gap, we can estimate that the 3 bedrooms at Nava Grove to have an average PSF of 2,761 PSF. For 3-bedroom units and larger, it is usually purchased for own stay, and that's why the unit's layout is extremely important, and especially so for this area where most of the buyers are purchasing the units for their own stay rather than for investment. Firstly, let's take a look at the smallest 3-bedroom, which is 947 square feet with 46 units and a dumbbell layout. It does have a very efficient layout, however there will be a lack of privacy due to the straight walkway from the main entrance, and there are no windows in the bathrooms. The common bedrooms in Nava Grove are actually at 10 square meters, which makes their bedrooms larger than a lot of projects. Comparing Nava Grove's 3-bedroom 947 square feet and compare it to Pine Tree Hill's 969 square feet, which an average transacted price of 2.3 million, the preference is Pine Tree Hill because of its proper enclosed kitchen and designated dining area. However, as of today's filming, Pine Tree Hill's 969 square feet layout has been fully sold. Next, we are moving on to the two different 990 square feet with 46 units. It does have a typical 3-bedroom compact layout, and the only difference is in the foyer area. Type C2 layout will however give you more privacy as compared to Type C3 layout. Both layouts come with windows in all bathrooms and the kitchen with a proper dining area. Comparing the Nava Grove's 3-bedroom 990 square feet and comparing it to Pine Tree Hill's 969 square feet, although Pine Tree Hill's 969 square feet has already been fully sold, but just to explain the rationale behind my choice, because it will affect you when both units hit the resale market. The layouts are actually pretty much similar except that Nava Grove has larger bedrooms. However, the preference is still with Pine Tree Hill because of the price point. With an estimated launch price of 2,500 PSF, Nava Grove's 990 square feet will cost 100,000 more than the average transacted price at Pine Tree Hill. Moving on to the 3-bedroom premium layout, the smallest one will be at 1,098 square feet with 23 units. This layout has everything that you need with both wet and dry kitchen, storeroom, WC and a home shelter. Next, we have 3 different 1,109 square feet layout for the 3-bedroom premium with a total of 69 units. The key difference between these 3 layouts are the foyer. Comparing the 3-bedroom premium of Nava Grove to Pine Tree Hill, in terms of layout, it is pretty much the same. However, with the estimated price of Nava Grove, it would make Nava Grove cheaper by around 200,000. With Pine Tree Hill's 3-bedroom premium all close to 3 million, it would then make Nava Grove a good choice to enter because it's cheaper. On top of that, the 1,109 square feet C3 layout is located in the less premium facing as compared to the 1,098 square feet that has the forest facing that developer would likely add a premium to. The difference between both layouts would be around 27,000. With that, the larger 3-bedroom premium would be cheaper than the smallest 3-bedroom premium, thus making CP3 a preferred choice. Moving on to the 4-bedroom, again we'll be using the same price matrix to get an estimate launch price. The price gap for both the land price and the average launch price between Lentor Mansion and Lentoria is at 17.5%. So if we base on this 17.5% gap, we can estimate that the 4 bedrooms at Nava Grove to have an average of 2,729 PSF. There are 3 different types of 4-bedroom units with 5 different layouts. For the regular 4 bedrooms, there are 2 different layouts, both of which are at 1,335 square feet, with the main difference between both layouts is the foyer area. Comparing it to Pine Tree Hill's smallest 4-bedroom of 1,292 square feet, bear in mind that Pine Tree Hill's layout is inclusive of aircon latch and a private lift, with landscape living and dining area and a yard. It gives Pine Tree Hill's 4-bedroom a grand feeling as compared to Nava Grove, although they would have an extra toilet. Using the estimated price of 2,500 PSF for Nava Grove, it will cost about 3.34 million, as compared to an available unit at Pine Tree Hill that is going for 3.18 million. In this case, with a better layout and a lower price tag, for the smallest 4-bedroom units, Pine Tree Hill is preferred. Moving on to the 4-bedroom dual key of 1,464 square feet with 23 units, it has a decent layout. However, the main concern here is the future buyers. The profile of owners in this Mount Sinai area are mostly for own stay. Thus, this dual key layout might not be the most ideal in this area. Comparing this 4-bedroom dual key layout at Nava Grove to Pine Tree Hill's similar 4-bedroom 1,464 square feet unit, Pine Tree Hill has a private lift with a landscape living and dining area and a very nice kitchen. When the kitchen is not utilized, you can choose to open up the sliding door and the whole living area is actually extended, making it extremely spacious. there are still available units for Pine Tree Hills 4-bedroom premium at 3.782 million, and comparing that to Nava Grove's 4-bedroom dual key, even if we use an estimate of 2,600 PSF, it would already be more expensive than Pine Tree Hill. In this situation, Pine Tree Hills 1,464 square feet is preferred. Next, the 4-bedroom premium with private lift. There are two different layouts at 1,550 square feet with a total of 46 units. For layout-wise, for the 4-bedroom premium plus private lift is decent. However, if we compare that to the 4-bedroom premium plus private lift in Pine Tree Hill, Pine Tree Hill's layout does give off a more grand feeling, especially with the option of opening up the kitchen for more space to host guests. In terms of pricing, Pine Tree Hill still has an available unit at 3.782 million, and if we compare that to Nava Grove with an estimated of 2,500 PSF, it will be at 3.88 million. It is also rare to see a non-harmonized project smaller than a harmonized project. As the larger bedroom sizes are for own stay, layouts are very important, and thus even both units come at the same price when they hit the resale market, there would be a higher chance that buyers would prefer Pine Tree Hill's layout rather than Nava Grove's 4-bedroom premium plus private lift. Lastly, the 5-bedroom premium with private lift, 1,722 square feet with 23 units. Let's do a direct comparison to Pine Tree Hill. Again, Pine Tree Hill do have a very impressive kitchen layout that can be integrated into the living room for extra space to make the whole house much larger. In terms of pricing, Pine Tree Hill still has available units at 4.318 million, and if we compare that to Nava Grove with an estimate of 2,500 PSF, it will come up to 4.305 million, making both of them about the same price. Just like the 4-bedroom premium plus private lift, due to the better layout in Pine Tree Hill, there will be a higher chance that buyers would prefer the 5-bedroom layout in Pine Tree Hill. If you'd like to understand more of what was mentioned above on the pricing and difference between harmonized and non-harmonized project, or if you'd like to take a look at the show flat, you can do so by booking a slot with me via my contact methods below. Once again, my name is Melissa, and I'll see you in the next one.